Welcome to I didn't know what I wanted for breakfast, and so we're having all the things. Hey, what's up, family? I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are two crazy ketos.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome. Here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos and we do product reviews. We talk about various keto topics, and every Monday we go live on Keto Beyond the Couch because life exists beyond the couch.
You can find us in different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com, and that's where you're going to find all of our different recipes. Now, we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon, and that way every single time I make a breakfast sandwich,
What the heck is this?
you'll be alerted to it.
First of all, there's no cheese on it. Like, what is a breakfast sandwich without cheese?
It's a triple B&E breakfast sandwich. It's also, I know, I tried, okay? I didn't know what I wanted this morning. I didn't want like straight up scrambled eggs, but I sort of wanted an egg, so I figured egg life wrap.
Okay.
I wanted a hot dog. I wanted some ground beef.
You wanted all the things.
I wanted some salami. So I wanted all the things. So that's what you got. All the things.
You know what this looks like? This looks like Raid the Pantry.
It was
Raid the refrigerator.
No regrets, okay? Let's see. Before you like crap on it, like
I need more ground beef so that I could make. Like I have enough ground beef to make one wrap. Okay. We're gonna move this over here. We're gonna move this over here.
I'm sorry.
I guess I'll take this little piece of ground beef and move it over there.
As usual.
Okay, so now this is better. Like this one is good.
Looks terrible. Tastes really good.
That's really good. I just need more ground beef.
The grease level, the saltiness, the change in textures.
I need water.
Works really, really well. What are you doing? Hey!
What?
I got the crappy ice, and you got the good ice.
Whose fault is
You
that?
better scoop some into mine. You know that's my favorite.
Yeah, but I'm testing this machine. Like, I need to quality control it.
I thought you were, like, just letting it sit and not utilizing it. I'm not kidding. Give me a scoop. Scoop it.
It's just ice. You
Scoop
have
it.
ice.
I want the good ice.
How is this good ice?
It's because it's like the crunchy kind. You know what I'm talking about. There is a good ice in your estimation. Probably usually served up at a gas station. I find that gas stations have great ice.
So we do go through a lot of ice in the house. And this company had sent us an ice maker. And I actually wanted it for the RV, so like I'm doing a test of it. It's basically a countertop ice maker, which is great for parties and things like that. But it makes this Nugget ice.
I love this Nugget ice.
So, okay, we're gonna do a full day of eating vlog.
All done on one plate.
Even though we're sick.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing is, like I've been, at least because I've been sick, I've been getting like better sleep, which makes no sense.
You need sleep.
I've been making myself go lay down earlier, even though I'm in the process of like building a printer, and we have 11 on 11 coming, and I have my IE exam for scuba diving like next week. My mind is racing. Like I've got to do this, and I got to do this, and what happens if the internet goes down on 11 on 11, and like we've got all this thing going on, but in the midst, it's like I'm sick, which is forcing me to slow down, which mentally I don't want to slow down. Right? My mind is like, you can't afford to take this time to slow down. But the other side of me is like, but you need to take this time to slow down.
Here's the thing. If you decide when to slow down and just take that time.
I'll never slow down.
No, this is what I was going to say. If you decide, I'm going to take some time and slow down, you get to schedule it.
Right.
If you don't, your body is going to demand it at some point, and then you're not going to have any control over it. Sickness is going to decide, as it has right now, when you're going to take that rest.
I have to say, this is actually pretty good. I need more ground beef,
well,
and I wish it was mounted with cheese and sour cream, but...
Be happy with what you have right now. I can always cook up a little bit more ground beef for you. All it's gonna take is a microwave, because I can heat that up lickety split.
So one of the ways we like to meal prep, not only for beef, butter, bacon, egg, but just in general meal prepping on keto, is taking a whole bunch of ground beef, and I usually mix in some ground pork, and just browning it up and then storing it in a glass jar, because this way, whenever I want to have something, I don't have to worry about cooking. It's already cooked. So all I do is take my electric Blackstone, and you can do this in a skillet, you can do it on an outside Blackstone, you can even do it in an Instant Pot. The idea is to just go ahead and get everything ground up. So I'm actually going to do 3 pounds of ground beef, and this is all from the cow that we purchased. And I'm gonna also add in 1 pack of 80/20 ground pork, and this is literally just ground pork. It doesn't have any seasonings or anything like that in it, and this is actually from Sprouts. It's got no antibiotics, which is kind of like a joke, but no added hormones, steroids. So we're just going to go ahead and put that in here. Go ahead and just kind of press it down a little bit to distribute it. And then what I do is I take some of this Redmond organic garlic pepper, and I just put a decent amount in here. And now I'm gonna close up the Blackstone, let this cook for a little bit, and then I'll come back and keep chopping it up.
So talk about some meal prep that's so easy, even Rachel can do it. This is it. It doesn't get easier than just browning up a bunch of ground beef and pork and putting it into glass jars. And even if we are not on Triple B and E, I can take a spoon of this mixture out and add salsa to make it taco night. I can add tomato sauce to make it Italian night. I can add some sugar-free barbecue sauce for barbecue night. It's just so versatile. I can make nachos with this. It's awesome.
And the other thing you can do with this ground beef is after you have it all cooked up, you can actually put it into retort bags and retort can it, and then it's shelf stable for many, many years. Just putting it into one of those foil bags and then using something like your JVR sealer to seal it up, and then of course you have to cook it in your pressure cooker.
So we're gonna have Peyton next week, so I'm 3D printing some toys for her. And this is a kettlebell. And what I've done is I've put some coffee beans inside of it, and then the print is gonna close around it, and it's gonna become a rattle shaped like a kettlebell.
What is this you're working on besides that scary lizard?
Well, this is a lizard that the foot broke off of. So what this piece is over here is I'm printing a spool winder. And it's actually a really, really interesting piece. I've got a handle over here. It's been a lot of work to put this thing together. It's all these gears and bearings and everything else. But what happens is one of my 3D printers, it uses these reels because it can do multicolors. And certain spools of filament like this one won't work in that AMS. So you need to somehow take this filament and put it onto these spools. That's a pain in the neck. So some genius 3D modeling person designed this, and you can download it for free. And I'm actually printing a piece right now that allows you to use a drill. But basically, you would have this on another piece that I printed over there, and then you put it on here, and then you put this little piece in, and you wind it, or you use a drill, and it's actually going to take the filament from this spool and put it onto this spool without me having to manually do it. So there's lots of cool things that you can do with 3D printers. This one right here is the one that I'm currently building, and I'm waiting on my printed parts. They're supposed to be here later on today, so I'm really excited about that. And this is my distraction from eating.
I just wanted to share a thought that came out of our Triple B and E challenge course today, and it was inspired by a quote from Thomas Edison, which says most people believe that they are going to wake up one day and find themselves rich. And they're half right, because they will wake up one day. And I love that so much because it speaks about success and how it is hard earned. It doesn't just fall on you. I think in the past, I believed that I would wake up one day and my health goals would just be realized
without me ever having to put in any effort. I think that if I just said I'm on a diet or I'm gonna do things better, it'll just fall on me. That maybe if I put myself in the proximity of people doing the right thing, choosing to do the right thing, then I would somehow gain success in my health journey from osmosis. But it doesn't work that way. And I want to give a shout out to everybody who is participating in the Triple B and E course this year. If that's you, if you're one of the excuse layers, I just want to say I am so proud of you, because I see you putting the hard work in every single day. It is hard to decide that for 32 days, and this is the most we've ever done. Usually we do a 30-day challenge, and this year we're doing 32 days because we're doing it based on dates from October 15th to November 15th. So it's 32 days. And everybody is so encouraging. They're putting the hard work in, and they are choosing to eat properly, not in the absence of stressors, but in the midst of them. And I'm so proud of you guys. And I know it's hard. It's hard to eat keto. It's hard to every single day bring consistency, but consistency is key. There is no substitute for consistency. It's going to be the consistency that gets you to your goal, and it's going to be consistency that helps you maintain success.
So today we're gonna cook a bottom round roast. And normally I cook a bottom round roast on the rotisserie on like our Kamado Joe, but I don't have a lot of time. I mean, we're working on 11 on 11. I'm trying to prep for my IE. I've got a lot going on, and I don't have time to go out and start the grill and put it on there and really stay on top of it and worry about overcooking it. So we're gonna cook this in the sous vide. And that's one of the reasons I love sous vide cooking, because when you sous vide, you can put it in there, set it for the temperature you want, and you don't have to baby it because you're not gonna overcook it. Just whatever you want your end temperature to be, that's what you set your sous vide at. And it could sit in there, even if it's done after 2 hours, you can cook it for 9 hours. You're never going to overcook it. Now, the way I'm gonna monitor the temperature is with the new Meter 2 Plus. I love my Meter meat probes. I talk about it all the time. The one thing that anybody needs to have in their kitchen when they're cooking meat is a really good meat probe. Yes, instant read thermometers are great, but that only gives you the temperature when you go out and actually stick it in. You want something that's constantly monitoring the temperature of your foods. A lot of the ones out there have wires. You can't put them on barbecues, or you can't stick them in your oven, or you got wires coming out of your oven. There's a lot of console ones with wires. Meter is great because it's completely wireless. And the Meter 2 Plus just came out. It's 30% thinner. It can go to higher heats. It's 100% waterproof. I'm really excited to try this one out. So all we need to do that is program the cook on our phone, and then it's going to tell me when everything's done. Now for my roast, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cover the entire thing in mustard, and that allows my salt or whatever brine or rub that I'm gonna put on there to stick to it. So I'm gonna cover the entire thing in mustard, and then I'm gonna just use the new Redmond apple pecan salt. I really, really like this new smoked salt, and I feel like since I'm cooking it in the sous vide, I can get some of that smoke flavor into the meat without actually smoking the meat. So now that I've got the roast all prepped, all I need to do is get my meter probe ready. So we're gonna take our meter probe and we're gonna go ahead and we're going to stick it into our roast. And you wanna get it into the middle, and there's an actual little line on here. You wanna go past that line that's on the probe. What's really nice about the Meter 2 as compared to the Meter 1 is the Meter 2 actually has 5 sensors in the probe to monitor the meat temperature, and then another one on the outside to check the ambient temperature. What that does is it helps with user error. One of the biggest issues that people have when they're putting meat probes into the meat is getting it to the middle. And when you only have a temperature probe at the very tip, that means that's the only temperature you have. So if you don't have it straight in the middle, maybe you have it closer to the edge, you're gonna get a false reading. By having 5 probe sensors along it, it's gonna take the lowest temperature. So this way you don't have to worry, did I miss the mark when I put the probe in? Now that I've got the probe in, all I have to do is take my phone, open up the app. Right now, even though I have another 4 probes, they're not currently on. So the only one that is currently lighting up is the Meter 2 one. It says no cook setup. I'm gonna hit tap setup cook. I'm gonna press beef. I'm gonna press roast. I'm gonna press that I've got a round, and then it's gonna ask me, how do I want the temperature? So do I want it rare, medium, well, well done, or you can put a manual temperature. So I'm gonna put rare, and I'm gonna actually bump it up to about 127 degrees. Now, I generally don't eat rare meat, but I want to slightly undercook this so that I can put a sear on the outside. If you want your internal temperature to go to 135 degrees, you don't want to cook it to 135 and then put a sear, because when you put the sear, you're going to elevate the temperature. So always cook for about 5 degrees lower than where you want it. This way you can sear it and then allow it to rest, and it should end up at that temperature you want. So we're going to put it between 125 and 127. I'm going to actually tell me when it's 125. I'm going to hit start cook. Tells me how to insert my meat probe, which I've already got in there, and then I hit start cook, and then it's telling me that I have my muted phone, so all I got to do is turn off the mute on my phone, and now it'll ring when everything's done. It's actually going to let me know when I'm about 5 minutes out, and then when it's time to take the meat off of the sous vide. Okay, so something really cool I just noticed with the Meter app. If you have one of the newer iPhones where it's got like that little info bar across the top, like this is the iPhone 15, but I know the iPhone 14 has it as well. If you look up here, I don't know how much it's going to show up on the phone. The temperature of our meat and everything is showing up right there, and both the red and the green. So the green is the ambient temperature of the Anova oven right now. So what the outside temperature is, and the red is the temperature of the meat. Now, I don't even have to go open up the Meter app. All I have to do is press on that bar. Look at this, watch. It opens up the Meter app. And right now it says it is estimating how long it is going to take to cook the meat. That's what's really good about the Meter app, is because it knows what the ambient temperature is, it knows what my target temperature is, and it knows what the internal temperature is. So it's going to take that ambient temperature and the internal temperature, and it's going to use all of the smarts of the app and figure out how long is it going to take to get to the temperature that I actually want it to be. So it makes it so easy that even Rachel can cook meat.
Well, Rachel's got one thing to say about all this. You said that it was green and red, but actually it looks more pinky purple to me.
Okay, I wanted to give you a little update on the Meter app on the phone, and this is a new feature, at least something that I never noticed before. So now that everything is up and running, it just gave me a notification saying your estimated time is now available. So it is continually beeping right now. And on my main splash screen, it actually is telling me that, okay, you've got 1 hour and 18 minutes remaining until your roast is done. And it's asking me, do I want to have like live activities from Meter? So that's kind of a cool feature. So it says right here, like your remaining cook time is estimated is available. So it's telling me all that, and now it's alerting me to let me know what's going on. So I can just click on it, and it's telling me everything that's going on. So the internal temperature is 65 degrees. My target is 125, and I have an ambient temperature of 143 because I do have the sous vide set just a little bit higher since I'm monitoring this way. But I really like that feature.
I like that feature too, because it means that somebody's going to tell me when is dinner going to be ready.
Approximately.
I am not the only one who is waiting for dinner to be ready.
Okay, I got the Meter app. It just alerted me. Even though I did turn off the volume, it overrides that and gave me a little ding saying it's time to take the meat off of the grill or out of the sous vide. I've got an internal temperature of 123, and we're shooting for a target of 125. Now, the reason that it is telling me to take it out now is because even after you take it out, the meat's going to continue to cook. So when you're resting it, it's going to get up to that 125. However, we want to put a sear on it, and we're going to do it in a unique way.
Meat always looks so sad when you take it out of the sous vide. It looks positively gray.
That's why we're going to put a sear on it. So We're going to put a sear on it, but I'm not going to bother bringing the Innova up to searing temperature. We're going to use my Sous Vide gun. So this is like a little gun with a little propane piece on, and all we're going to do is go like that. Now, the meat probe actually can withstand high temperatures. So what we're going to do here is give it a little sear.
Okay, now that looks like a beautiful roast. Can we eat now?
No, we got to let it rest for at least 5 minutes. Otherwise, when you slice into it, the juices are going to just pour everywhere and you're going to end up with a dry roast. So 5 more minutes. Do you like the end?
Yeah.
Well, the end is like my favorite. Okay.
Well, you're the chef, so you should get first pick. Ooh, that is perfect.
Look at that.
Absolutely perfect. Wow. Looking good tonight's dinner.
I'm gonna put some butter on mine.
Put some butter on it.
Butter makes everything better. Do you want butter?
Do I want butter? If it's gonna make it better, of course I want butter.
I gave you an end.
Aw, thank you.
And I'm gonna put a little bit of this apple smoked salt.
Oh, wow.
Go ahead and try my end piece.
Is this a less expensive cut of meat?
Yeah, it was like $4.35 a pound.
Hello. Because when you cook it in the sous vide, it tastes super delicious and fancy, right?
It's what you're gonna get, like if you're making a roast beef. It's actually a really good cut of meat if you want to make beef jerky. All you would do is trim off the outside fat because there's not a lot of fat inside of the meat. This has got like a fat cap.
Right.
So similar to like a picanha, like when you have a top sirloin like has no fat inside of the meat so much that what makes a top sirloin picanha is having that fat cap that's on the outside, but you don't have like a ribeye with the fat going inside. And when you're making beef jerky, you don't want fatty meat because the fat will go rancid.
This is a cut of meat that I think is going to please more people in the family that has maybe a diverse palate. So for Caleb, this would totally work because he loves beef, cooked perfectly. He likes it to be soft. He will like it medium to, medium rare, but he doesn't like all the fat that Mama Bear likes.
Yeah. Like when I was a kid, like I loved roast beef. It was a super rare occurrence to have roast beef. We ate chicken. I mean, we ate like chicken burgers, turkey burgers. We didn't eat a lot of beef because number one, it was expensive. And number two, coming from a medical family, it was considered unhealthy to eat beef. Like you don't eat beef. It's not good for you. Stay away from red meat.
We
and
just
all
had
of that
ground
kind of
beef.
stuff.
There was no steaks. And my mom cooked a lot of hamburger over roast, mostly because it was so versatile and you could stretch it. You could dump it into a crock pot, have a pound of ground beef, and add a lot of starches to it to make it stretch. Because basically you're just trying to, feed a whole family, but with just 1 pound of ground beef.
Let me grab my phone. I want to kind of go over what the app said as far as cooking it. Okay, so if I go to my phone, we've got the meter app here, and you can look at this and see here's a graph of your entire cook.
Wow.
So it's actually got all of these different lines, and you can kind of scroll back and forth and see what was going on with everything, like where did you end up. And so from the time that we put the meat probe into the meat, to the time that we pulled it out and said, I'm done.
Right.
It was 2 hours and 18 minutes.
That really is not a long time.
Now, and again, because it's in the sous vide, it tells you that, what to do, and you're not going to be able to overcook it. And the cool thing is it even tells you. So remember I said that even after you sear it, it's going to continue to cook while you're resting the meat. When we pulled the meat probe out, the final temperature was 129 degrees. Again, I'm shooting for 130 degrees so that I can have like a medium rare. So we pulled it out. It was like 122, 123. We put the sear on, and it ended up at 129 degrees.
Now, how does having this information on the cook help you the next time you cook?
Well, next time I go pick up this same exact cut of beef, I know exactly how long it's going to take me to cook it, because all I can do is pull up the app and then take a look at all of my previous cooks. So like if I hit done, I can now go and pull up all of my old cooks and figure out exactly what I'm trying to cook. And now they have this master class. So here, like I'm looking on here, a ribeye steak, how to reverse sear a ribeye steak, how to do it with chimichurri. And I can go on here.
What?
And there
With
is
video?
a video, tells you all the ingredients, tells you how long it's going to take it, exactly what to do. And when you hit start cook, it's actually going to tell you how to do everything. So literally, you don't even know how to cook meat, have to know how to cook meat. You literally can watch the master classes, which are free, no matter which meter you own, whether you own the meter 2 or the original ones. Also, I did want to mention, I had asked about the meter 2, because I have the original meter block with 4 probes.
Mm-hmm.
In 2024, if you're waiting for it, it's not going to be until sometime in 2024 where the meter 2 comes in the block of 4.
Oh, okay.
So the nice thing about the 1 is you can still connect it to Wi-Fi, as opposed to the original one where you could not connect a single one to Wi-Fi unless you bought the upgrade. The new one uses meter link, so you don't need the 4 block.
I'm really actually excited about the master class, not just because I need help, but I think it would be a fun thing that you could do like a cooking class with your partner. And I know you know how to cook a lot of stuff, but I'm sure there's things that you could learn from these master classes. And there's been a couple times where I've gotten this close to grabbing like a Groupon for a cooking class that we could do together. The trouble is I could never find one that's keto. I can never find one where meat is the priority. A lot of times the cooking classes are all, about like pasta dishes, or you're making a pizza together or something like that. So I think this could be really fun to use.
Well, that is going to be the end of today's video. I still have a lot of work to do for 11 on 11. Lots of entries to put in and putting together people's stories and arranging pictures and everything. We're going to finish eating. Well, this is the perfect temperature.
Perfect.
And we'll have some more vlogs coming out in the near future. So if you like seeing videos like this, take a look at some of the videos we have linked right over there. Also, take a look at our most recent videos I'm going to put right over here.
But whether you head this way or you head this way, don't forget to head this way. Subscribe to our channel and click the little bell icon, and that way every single time we have dinner, you'll be alerted to it.
Till next time.
Bye.
Bye.